After a short stop in the Pueblo Mágico of Parral in Chihuahua, I've finally made it to Torreon, a city I've heard about for years, but never really got the chance to explore. Torreon is in the state of Coahuila, in a region called La Comarca Lagunera, or the Lagoon Territory. The lakes are long gone, but irrigation turned this area into a major cotton producer, and the mix of desert roots and industrial growth still shapes life here today. My name is Andrea. I'm an American living and traveling through Mexico. I'm here to explore, learn as much as I can, and share what I find with you. So let's go. After a 4-hour drive from Parral, I headed straight into downtown Torreon to stretch my legs and walk around the Plaza Mayor, the city's main square. This part of town is surprisingly modern, really open, and easy to explore on foot. Torreon was officially founded in 1907, which makes it a relatively young city by Mexican standards. But it grew fast, thanks to the railroad and cotton farming. You can still feel that movement and momentum in the way the city is laid out. Just a few blocks from the plaza is Canal de la Perla, an old underground irrigation canal that dates back to the late 1800s. Originally, it was built to move water through the city, but today it's been restored and turned into a pedestrian tunnel. Some parts are open for walking tours, and others are used for art installations, exhibits, and community events. Torreon is sometimes called La Perla de la Laguna, the Pearl of the Laguna. It earned that name because it became the economic and industrial heart of the region. With cotton farming, railroads, and later manufacturing, Torreon grew fast and became the center of life in this part of northern Mexico. From downtown, I headed up the small mountain that leads to Cristo de las Noas, one of Torreon's most iconic landmarks. The drive is short, but the view keeps getting better as you climb. The statue sits high above the city and was built in the 1970s. It stands about 22 meters tall, or just over 70 feet, making it one of the largest Christ statues in Latin America. For comparison, Christ the Redeemer in Rio de Janeiro is around 30 meters tall, or 38 if you count the pedestal. So Torreon's statue is a bit smaller, but because it's perched up on the hill, it still feels massive. It's actually considered the third largest Christ statue in Latin America, after Rio and the one in Cochabamba, Bolivia. And it's not just the statue. There's also a church, a small museum, and some panoramic views that really show you how spread out Torreon is. After taking in the views from the Cristo de las Noas, I decided to ride the teleférico down into the city. The cable car connects the viewpoint with the historic center and gives you a slow, scenic 5-minute ride into the heart of downtown. The line stretches nearly 1.5 kilometers and climbs up to 150 meters above the city. There are 9 cabins, each holding up to 8 people, and the system can carry close to 400 passengers per hour in each direction. You can also board it downtown at the corner of Trevino and Morelos, but coming down from the top, you really get the full panoramic view of Torreon and the surrounding desert. The Museo de los Metales is a small but really well done museum that gives you a closer look at Torreon's mining and industrial roots. It was created by Peñoles, one of the largest mining companies in Mexico, and it's actually located inside their facilities. You'll go through a couple of security checkpoints, one for the parking lot and another to get into the museum. But once you're inside, it's spotless, quiet, and well organized. The museum has 2 levels. Downstairs focuses on minerals, mining techniques, and the science behind how metals are extracted and processed. Upstairs gives you more background on Peñoles itself and how it helped shape this region. It's not a big space, but it offers a different perspective on Torreon, especially if you're curious about geology, industry, or how this city grew from the ground up. The museum is open Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. and again from 3 p.m. to 6, plus Saturdays in the morning. Admission is free, and they offer guided tours if you schedule ahead. Next, I visited La Casa del Cerro, one of Torreon's most historic homes and now a museum that tells the story of how the city started. It was built in the early 1900s for Federico Wolf, the engineer who helped plan the layout of Torreon. Back then, this house sat on the edge of town, up on a hill, which is where the name comes from. Today, it's right in the middle of the city, but it still has amazing views. Inside, the rooms are set up with original furniture, photographs, and objects from the early 20th century. It's like stepping into a snapshot of Torreon's past. There are also exhibits about the revolution, local culture, and how the city grew from a desert outpost into a major industrial center. It's not a huge museum, but it's thoughtful and full of personality. It's definitely worth a stop if you're curious about how Torreon became what it is today. And you can't come to Torreon without trying the gorditas. These thick corn pockets, the name literally means little fat ones, have been part of Mexican cuisine since pre-Hispanic times. Here, at Gorditas al Carbón Maíto, they're grilled over charcoal, which gives them that amazing crispy texture and smoky flavor. You can fill them with guisados like chicharrón prensado, papas verdes, tiscada, and the list goes on. At around 20 pesos each, it's easy to try a few and find your favorite. If you ask anyone in Torreon where to get good bread, chances are they'll send you to La Cipreses, a bakery that's been part of daily life in La Laguna since 1985. It was founded by Don Antonio Avila and passed down through his family. Now with over 35 years of tradition, it's more than just a place to buy bread. It's part of the community's identity. They make over 3,000 pieces of bread every day, from coconut rolls and conchas to pineapple empanadas and campechanas, all laid out on trays that you can see from the street. Inside, it's loud and warm and filled with the smell of fresh dough and sugar. The bakers start their day at 5 a.m., working with great skill and care, and many of them have been here for decades. While we were here, the Feria de Torreón was happening, and it felt like the whole city came alive. This was the 79th edition of the fair, and the theme this year was Diversión que nos une como familia, fun that unites us as a family. It's a big annual event here, and it's organized by the local Rotary Club. It brings together music, food, rides, art, and culture, all while raising money for charity. The fairgrounds were packed with food stalls, carnival games, vendors, and live music almost every night. Families were out, kids were running around with glowing toys, and there was just this really festive, warm vibe everywhere you looked. On the final night, we caught Tropicalísimo Apache, a legendary local group from Torreon known for their mix of cumbia and tropical rhythms. It was a fun, high-energy way to end the night. And if you've never experienced a soccer game here in Mexico, it's such a fun way to get to know the culture and to see just how passionate fans can get. Here in Torreon, Santos Laguna is the city's professional team, and locals take their soccer very seriously. They've played in Liga MX, which is Mexico's top division, and they've built a loyal following over the years. The stadium, Estadio Corona, is modern and fun to visit with room for around 30,000 fans, and you can feel the energy all over the city on game day. The team has become a big part of Torreon's identity. They've won multiple league championships and have one of the most passionate fan bases in northern Mexico. Whether you're a sports fan or not, a Santos game is a great way to experience the spirit of this city. Well guys, thank you for coming along with me to Torreon. If you've been enjoying these videos about underrated places in Mexico, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel. I've got more coming your way soon. Hasta luego. Se cuidan.